And then focus in on the really great retailers that can be part of that expansion with you. Maybe they already have some of your product, but giving them a side product would be a really easy move to test some of this expansion. So we have a lot of brands that are already in wholesale, they're growing, and they're always asking us, like, how do we continue to grow? How do we keep on this path? The first thing is know your numbers. There's certain numbers that you're gonna wanna have in sales, in marketing, in production, and operations. Know the numbers, but know the numbers that are meaningful for your business. And think about the numbers where if you looked at them, you know how your company's doing, if you're on track or if you're off track. The second is to have a plan for expansion. So start small, whether that's a small product selection, whether that's a small assortment, whether that's a small color story, but have a plan of how to expand. So is your next move going to be to move from men's into women's into kids? Are you gonna do a vertical expansion? Are you moving from golf into athleisure, into wholesale wellness, into resort? What is your next expansion? Is your expansion your product mix? You're moving from, as L-Space did, bikinis into apparel, into athleisure. Kind of know the path of your expansion and then focus in on the really great retailers that can be part of that expansion with you. Maybe they already have some of your product, but giving them a side product would be a really easy move to test some of this expansion. The other one is know your brand story and tell your brand story and make sure everybody knows your brand story. So we ran into this as we started growing in RepSpark, where the more people we added, the further they were away from what really the crux of what it was when the company started. And you have to continually remind yourself that not everybody knows. Not everybody was there in the first 3 or 4 days or 3 or 4 years when you were starting, when there were 3 people and then 5 people and then 8 people. So constantly tell your employees why you're there, what you're doing this for, what you stand for, what's important. While you keep that passion though, you have to keep the focus. I was really bad at this, and I still probably am if you ask anybody on my leadership team, but there's always going to be a shiny object. There's always gonna be something that looks so cool to go do. And that's okay. It's okay to spend a small amount of time or money chasing that shiny object, but just remember, when you are moving people or moving processes or moving budget, it is going to affect a lot of things. There is going to be a trickle-down effect, and just because that shiny object looks really, really cool, just think about everything else that it's going to affect. Because I know it's really easy. I do it all the time. So again, while you keep that passion and you try new things, you also have to keep the majority of your focus on whatever you're being laser focused on. And the other one is accountability and having the right people. So, I feel now so blessed to have a team that really wants to be there. They believe in our mission. They believe in why they come to work every day. They believe in RepSpark. They believe in what they're doing. And that's sometimes hard to find. So just remember, get the right people in there, and it won't feel like a job all the time. Of course, it's a job and it's work, and that's why it's called work and not play. We all know that. But there's a difference between doing work that's just mindless work and doing work that somebody really, really enjoys. So, ask your team members, do you like it here? Are you enjoying your work? Just make sure you have the right people in the right places doing the right things. And then after that, there's an accountability factor. Make sure people are accountable for things. People want to be accountable for things, and make sure that they are accountable for what they say that they're going to do.